what are 3 tips that you will give to us, year-old, who are willing to be the project managers of the future, the makers of tomorrow's?
I think the future is on your side. I think, unfortunately, the world is worse than when we got into your position. There's a lot of challenges that we were not facing in terms of geopolitics, in terms of poor leadership from some of our leaders, and lack of ethics and selfishness. And so then you have the whole issue of climate change. You'll see the impact on the economy and jobs. So I think it's going to be a very challenging world. But I do think that younger generations are different. They see the world different. So I think what can make you make a difference and turn the world into a better place is choosing projects with a higher purpose. You have, for example, the guy in the Netherlands who wants to clean the oceans. And he was 16, and he launched that project because he saw that the ocean, when he was doing his first snorkel, it was a mess of plastic, and say, we need to change it. He was 16, he had no resources. He said, this is something we need to change. And the project has gone up and down and failed several times, but there it is. You have Greta as well, coming from nowhere, and a big vision. So I think what I would recommend is, don't put yourself limits. Don't say, well, because I'm just a student or just starting up, I cannot go to Mars. I cannot make clean cars. I think this is often what we hear. Forget it. This is crazy. You don't have the money. You don't have the contacts. Well, we've seen that that's possible. So be broad on your vision. Say, I want to make this happen, and get people around you, make a movement. And I think now with social media, you can get much more attention than before. So I think big dreams are key for younger generations. Dream big, because we're not doing that. The older generations, we don't have that anymore. Very few people. And I think that's how you can change the world. That's the number one, I would say, tip. Second tip for me, for you, is I think we are driven by social media and all these likes and a bit fake world. I think it's important to be present in these areas, but it should not drive who you are or what you do. Or so be yourselves. Be yourself. This is how you will feel better with you. Be yourself with your defaults and say, well, I'm very bad in whatever, speaking English, or I'm not good in communication. Be honest, be authentic. Don't pretend, because we're driven to pretend a lot. We see that from some of our leaders. We're just pretending and using an occasion. So I think second, be yourself, be honest. Say, I cannot do that. I need help. Ask for help. Ask for advice, but be yourself. Don't pretend. That doesn't work. And just lead to really painful situations. So be yourself, accept yourself with your strengths, with your weaknesses, and again, dream big and start small steps. So you cannot go to Mars in a week, but you can have that vision and say, by 2040, by 2035, and I will start building that vision, and I will start working. And the third and last, Marcello, nothing comes easy. So nothing is for free. You need to work hard. You need to work maybe years before you start seeing a result. So nothing is easy. Nothing happens quickly. So be prepared to struggle. And I think when you struggle, you learn a lot. So don't be afraid of struggling, being challenged, even failure, because that's where you learn. So just go through this with a positive mindset. And I think that's where we can change the world. Hopefully, we can do it better than what we've seen so far.